advocates. It is Legal Tuesday. You know what? We already have the advocate in studio. Good morning, Lawrence. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me today.
You are welcome. Karibu sana. Thank you for joining us in studio.
Asante sana.
And of course, now, today we'll be talking about child support, what happens when you lose your job as a provider.
Yes.
And last Tuesday, we had this conversation on what you need to do when it comes to getting somebody to pay child support.
Indeed.
And also, we broke it down to saying that child support doesn't just mean money.
Mhm.
Like providence does not just mean money.
Yes.
It goes beyond money.
Correct.
Yes. Just a bit of a recap when it comes to child support. When we talk about child support, what does it mean?
So when we talk about child support, we have to understand that the concept is always looking at how best we can look after a child,
Yes.
how best a child can be provided for, and how to look at a child in terms of provision, or as well as a child growing up. The presence of a parent, the guidance, the assistance, so that the child does not just grow up by just having money thrown at them.
Yes.
Because we have so many people who step aside and say that when I throw money at that person, then I've already done my part, I'm out of the picture. But it's a holistic process. That's how I can term it. The way they say it takes a village to raise a child, it takes so many facets to raise a child.
Yeah.
You can have a child who has all the physical provisions, but they don't have guidance. They don't have someone to go to. They don't have someone to assist them with their homework. They don't have someone to spend time with them and give them a proper, wholesome upbringing. So that's what we talk about.
Yes. And so when we were done with that, we left something hanging. What do you do when you're providing? But then you've
Yes.
actually been diligently
Yes.
supporting.
Yes.
But then you lose your job, or there's you actually lose your job, or you
Yes.
cannot continuously maintain certain things.
Yes.
What do you do? That's a conversation we're having today. So send your questions on 0700917917.
Yeah.
Lawrence, you also represent Paul Mackenzie and the co-accused.
Yes.
Right? And there was drama in court
Yeah.
last week Friday,
Yes, there was.
where a key suspect in the case pleaded guilty to the murder of 191 followers,
Yes.
most of them being children. Talk to us about that.
It's a matter in court, so I will just touch a little bit here and there on what happened, what has already made itself to the general public. There is an accused person, I think it's accused number 7. He has actually changed his mind after we have taken 119 witnesses. So he wakes up one day and says, that now I want to change my plea. I want to write a confession. And he's actually being given, it's a right of every accused person.
Yes.
So in this instance, he changed his plea, and then the plea was read back to him, and he confirmed that he actually committed the act.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the death of 191 people. That is 190 children and one adult. That's what they've been charged with. So it is very interesting to see how the prosecution was to approach this, because we were supposed to have him testify as a prosecution witness, but at some point they changed their minds. It's a right to just say that now we don't want you to testify. You've just been now convicted on your own plea of guilt, and now what we're waiting for him is to be given an opportunity to mitigate his case, and then he's sentenced.
When you say he changed his plea, on what side on which side was he?
Oh, all through since this matter started in 2023,
Yeah.
he always maintained that he is innocent.
Okay.
And even when the plea was read to him in the first instance, he stated that he was innocent. He never committed the murders.
Yeah.
And just to put it into perspective, out of these 191 people who are alleged to have died, only 11 have been identified by name.
Okay.
So only 11 are known. Then we have quite a number, about another 20 who are maybe attached to someone, but we don't know who it is. Then we have a whole lot of 112 who people don't know what killed them. They were just found on the ground. Nobody knows whether they were murdered, whether they died naturally. Nobody knows. But wholesomely, because there are people who died, each and every person who was accused in this case was charged with their death. So you have people, you don't know what killed them. You don't know whether they died or they were killed or they died naturally. but all was banded together. These are the things that the court has to find out. But throughout, this gentleman had said that he did not commit alongside the others.
Yeah.
But in this last instance now, he seemed to be troubled, and he said that he wanted to change plea because things were taking too long and other scores of reasons that he had for himself.
Yeah.
Then he came out and said he committed the murders. So the question remains, for those people, we don't know whether they were murdered or died naturally. He still admitted.
He's admitting to killing all of them.
Yes, because we also have a case of people who died postpartum and all that complications, but he is just admitted to have killed all of them.
In him admitting to have killed all the 191,
yes,
does this exonerate the co-accused, the others?
It would have, in a normal case, it would have been very easy to say that, all right, now tushapata muuaji, tuachane na wale wengine. But the way the charges were framed, they were framed together with others. So each person has to bear personal. Remember, criminal liability is very individualistic.
Yeah.
Even if the three of us commit an offense, each of us will be held to personal liability of the part that we played. Yes, so we cannot just band together that, oh, somebody has been found dead in this room and the three of us are the ones here, so all of us kill the person. No. We have to find actually what caused the death of this person, who participated to what extent, and who actually directly contributed to the death of this person.
Why do you think he changed his plea?
We can only speculate. My first to go to point would be that maybe as a human person, the mindset became weak and got tired and decided that I'm tired, I'm done with this, so let me just admit for the sake of it. Another mindset would be that maybe he thought that by admission he would get something lenient, maybe if it's a sentencing, or maybe he would walk out by just being told to go home.
Yeah.
This is what I can only speculate. Or maybe he has, I don't know, but it's just speculation.
In admission,
yes.
in him admitting to killing all the 191,
yeah.
Would you say that this is somebody who understands the repercussions of such an admission?
Even though it was read to him and he was cautioned a couple of times,
yes,
I am very, very hesitant to say that he understands what's happening. But over a period of time, we may be able to see if he truly understands, because I don't think he understands what is happening.
And what exactly are the repercussions of him pleading guilty?
You're convicted on your own plea of guilt, and now you just have to serve sentence. You're the mercy of the judge who will decide how long, if it will be a life sentence, if it will be 40 years, it will be 80 years, or nobody knows. So right now, the reverse gear is very difficult because he has actually admitted and he's actually signed to it that he committed these offenses. Remember, what we were going to do there is first of all find out, how did so-and-so die?
Mm-hmm.
Can it be classified as murder? The court is yet to pronounce itself on that. The government pathologists have come up with the documentation to say that this number of people, we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Even the experts don't know whether they were killed or they died naturally, because there's no way of knowing. Then there's this other remaining number whereby you have not even identified someone, but someone else comes and says that we killed these people. Becomes a different question.
What responsibility does the court have when it comes to, because we talk about beyond reasonable doubt, right?
Correct.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
What responsibility does the court have when it comes to proving that this person actually killed the 191, without somebody just coming and saying, I killed the 191, where's the evidence? Does the court consider that?
No. The court does not consider that. A confession or an admission saves the court the time to try and investigate and find out, because investigators are different. So an admission in itself cuts down the process. So the court has to accept it if the laid down procedures were followed. But beyond that, the court cannot start saying that. First of all, the court verifies, is this person of sound mind?
Yeah.
Yes. When he was recording the confession or admitting, did he understand what he was doing? Yes. Was he cautioned? Was he told the repercussions of what he is admitting to? Yes. Then the court has nothing else, even if the court in itself can see that this is not true.
Yeah.
But the court's hands are tied. You have something that has to be found, and someone has confessed to it.
Yeah. It is inactive in court. Wacha ikae.
Salim.
Huyo si amejitakia.
You have nothing to say. Amejitakia mwenyewe.
Huyo sasa amejichimbia yale maneno yako. Anadidimia.
Let's go to child matters now.
Yes.
We already talked about what child maintenance is.
Oh, sorry. Before you move on,
go ahead.
The cases of murder, they're purely on the murder of children. There's only one adult.
Oh.
Yes. So we are within the context of discussing children matters.
Yes.
Yes.
So we've actually been. Yes, we are.
The entire case of murder, because the argument or the theory by the prosecution is that children did not have the capacity to make certain decisions, such as going extreme. So that's why they're saying that all the murder cases are touching on children, except one that turned into an adult.
So this guy by the name, you've taken me back. The guy by Enos Amanya.
Yes.
Popularly known as Hallelujah. He's admitting to killing 191 children.
190 children and
one adult.
Yes.
And in this, as somebody who has been following the case, their parents, right? The parents who were there, and these parents were there with their kids.
Yes.
And when it came to fasting,
yes,
it was the children to fast, and
allegedly.
Then allegedly,
Yes.
the children to fast, and then the parents. Sasa, how is Hallelujah coming in?
Nimekwambia hiyo story. Okay.
Nakubaliana na Salim. Kuna mambo ambayo yatajitokeza pale kotini. Kwa sasa bado hayajitokezi kiwazi. Sababu uwazi utapatikana pale ambapo ushahidi utaangaliwa dhidi ya ushahidi ambao uko mbele ya watu dhidi ya matamshi ya watu. Sasa yule ambaye atakuwa ametamka yeye alimuua mtu, alafu mtu mwingine atakuja aseme huyo naye alijinyima chakula akafa, utaamini ipi? Tayari mtu mwingine ashasema yeye alimuua.
Ni shida. Wamempima lakini nini?
Wamempima kabla kesi ifanyike. Ukiwa na kesi yote ya makosa ya jinai, haswa makosa kama ya mauaji, lazima waangalie kama akili zako ziko sawa.
Ndiyo.
Na uko na uwezo wa kujiwakilisha ama kuelewa kile ambacho kinafanyika kotini. Kimombo wanaita capacity. Sasa hiyo capacity, wakati ambapo kesi ilikuwa inaanza, kila mmoja wao alipimwa na walibainika kuwa akili zao ziko sawa.
Sasa shauri yake.
Okay. Let's get into it now.
Yes.
What happens legally when a parent who is providing child maintenance loses a job?
When a person loses income, let me turn it as losing income.
Yeah.
Because it's not, you may find some people who are not employed or been in business, and in one way or the other,
yes,
the source of income is gone. So essentially what you're looking at is a change of circumstance. So when there's a change of circumstance, what you're mandated to do is to approach the court so that you can find a way of the court looking at you leniently and changing the terms that you were given. Salim, wakati ambapo mtu sasa alikuwa mapato yake ni shilingi 100,000 kila mwezi.
Ndiyo.
Kwa wakati mwingine biashara inaenda vizuri, anapata 200,000, 300,000 pale kotini ameenda akajieleza ya kuwa mimi naweza toa shilingi 20,000 kila mwezi ya kusaidia mtoto. Kisha mapato yakapungua
yakaja 50,000.
Ama njia moja au nyingine
ikafa.
Sasa lazima arudi kotini. You cannot just haphazardly decide that I want to change the terms, that I was giving you 100,000, now I'm going to give you 10,000 because I don't have money. You have to go and explain yourself to a court.
Okay.
You make an application first.
And if you're going to court, what evidence do you have to do you have to show some sort of evidence to show that my income indeed has changed?
Yes.
And this is what I'm getting.
Yes. Nowadays, the good practice that happens in children's courts, we don't just take someone's word. The word of a person cannot be trusted anymore. Someone can manipulate their payslip. Okay?
Yes.
All you have to do is that in the course of doing or going through children's matters in terms of determining upkeep and maintenance, you have to have what we call an affidavit of means. An affidavit of means simply or directly translates to, I am earning this much through my different sources, and then my expense is this. Kuna watu wengine watazunguka huku na BMW ama Mercedes Benz alafu waseme mimi mapato yangu ni shilingi 20,000 pekee. You see, huyo kuna mahali anajificha. Sababu hata ile fuel ile gari haitoshelezi, imezidi hiyo shilingi 20,000. Sasa huwezi enda kotini ukasema ya kuwa mimi payslip yangu napata shilingi 15,000 tu. Hapo nje umepack mnyama ambaye pengine maintenance ya oil pekee ya gari ni shilingi 50,000. So an affidavit of means shows that your expense, your status vis-a-vis your income. So you have to compare the two. And the magistrate or the judicial officer will look at that in coming to a determination. Will tell you that, of course, you provided a payslip of Kenya shillings 50,000, but your affidavit of means shows that you are you're actually spending 200,000, which is something that is different. So this shows that in your own ways, we don't want to know how, but you can still support this child at a higher rate.
Okay. And
hapo mahali
nini nimekutatanisha?
hapo wamenisumbua.
Sema.
Acha niseme hapa mapema ndio tuelewane kabla Miriam aendelee.
Ndio.
Mimi nimewasilisha leo jameni. Mimi nimewasilisha payslip ya venye unasema ya 50.
Ndio.
Kinachobaki ni 20,000.
Ndio.
Lakini kama ulivyosema wewe kwamba mimi matumizi yangu ya affidavit whatever majina yenu yake
Affidavit of means.
Yes. Wao walijuaje affidavit of means?
Wewe ndio unaiwakilisha.
Nimewakilishaje?
Sasa kupitia wakili wako ama kupitia njia zako zile za kuwakilisha stakabadhi kotini, lazima uweke affidavit of means. Affidavit of means unaapa. Unajua kwa sheria za Kenya, kipengee cha 15 cha sheria za Kenya, cap 15,
ndio
kinazungumzia statutory oaths. Hapo inasema waona vile mtu huwa anashika Biblia ama anashika msawafu akiwa kotini anaapa. Hivyo ndivyo unaapa kupitia stakabadhi.
Kwamba mimi
ndio
naapa ya kwamba
ndio maneno yote nitakayosema mbele ya koti hii ni kweli
na ni kweli
mtupu. Mwenyezi Mungu nisaidie.
Ni sahihi.
Sasa kupitia njia nyingine ukiswear ile affidavit, watu huwa wanachukulia affidavit kwa mzaha, lakini ni jambo ambalo lina uzito sana. Ukidanganya kwenye affidavit, kuna makosa, unaweza kufungwa hata kufikia kadiri ya miezi 6 na zaidi. Ukidanganya pale kwenye affidavit, it's an oath.
Ni kidanganya kwa affidavit.
Ndiyo.
Hapo ndani nilichokisema kwamba sicho ambacho kinaendana huku nje.
Ndio.
So if he says that income yake if he says that the income is a bit different from what he has admitted,
yes,
then he could actually get arrested.
Yes, because if someone can disprove what you're saying and they push it that you actually lied under oath, not just lied under oath.
Okay.
Because this is the Oaths and Declarations Act. You're declaring and you're giving an oath. Then you can be convicted. It's a form of perjury. You're lying to the court. You're lying to an office of authority on the status of something that you're swearing on.
Okay.
Yeah.
How does the court probably this is a conversation we should have even started with.
Yeah.
How does the court determine how much should be given as child maintenance.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Before now we get to now my income has
imepungua,
has dwindled.
Has dwindled.
has didimired.
Stop.
Okay. The determination, first of all, the first priority is to check the needs of the child.
Okay.
Yes. Because we find that the needs of the child vary from child to child. All right? And this may be controversial. There's a child who needs 1 million shillings maintenance a month. And there's a child who only needs 3,000 maintenance a month.
Facts.
Where?
Ask me how. The status that you have brought this child, the status that you have put this child should never change. Okay?
Yeah.
So wewe ukiwa, wajua huwa tunajituma zaidi kwa watoto wetu. Ukiwa tayari umeamua mimi mtoto wangu atapata the best. Mnasikia wale wanapelekwa shule zile za kifahari za Nairobi, wanafikishwa na chopa na vitu kama hivyo. Maintenance yake haiwezi kuwa less than 600,000 per month. Because kupata yule mtu atakuwa na drop shuleni na anamrudisha na hiyo chopa kila wakati, kupata ile special need ile akonayo, pengine towel zake zinawekwa katika kifaa ambacho kinakuwa maintained at a certain temperature na afike nacho shuleni.
Okay.
Sali. Pengine ile juice ambayo anakunywa wakati anakula kama snack yake ni tofauti, inatoka mahali fulani na inagharimu pesa fulani. Alafu wakati ambapo maisha yamebadilika between two parties, wao wataka kuipunguza, naambia hata watoto wengine wanakula shilingi 15,000 ama 10,000 na wewe ulikuwa umemweka kwa zaidi ya 70,000. Sasa hapo utakuwa unafanya makosa. So the needs, how the court determines the needs of the child, first of all, they check the status at which the child had been put. 2, if the child has any special needs, you have to cater for that.
Okay.
Number 3, the capability of the parents. Nimekuwa katika kesi zingine za zile nimefanya na nimepata uamuzi Nairobi. Mzazi alikuwa anapata zaidi ya 1,000,000 na mwingine anapata pesa kidogo. Kisha mzazi huyu yeye yataka awe katika sako yake ana contribute 300,000, katika nyumba yake analipa shilingi 200,000 na vitu, sababu ana pesa. Koti ikauliza, wewe unataka kumpatia mtoto pesa ngapi? Akasema mimi nataka kumpatia mtoto shilingi 35,000. So the court determination was, you cannot live a lavish and high lifestyle while your child suffers simply because you don't live with the mother of your child. Remember hawa wako wameishi pamoja. Koti ilimwambia alipe 300,000 na sababu status yake inaweza,
because he can afford it.
Yes. Kupeleka mtoto playgroup, kuhakikisha mtoto ana pampers, ana zile vitu ambazo zitasaidia mzazi huyu mwingine pia yeye aweze kufanya kazi. Unanipata? Sasa mahitaji ya mtoto, hali ya mtoto, hali ya wazazi ya mapato na hadhi yao zinazingatiwa zote kabla yule muamuzi pale kotini aamue ya kuwa ni pesa fulani au ni idadi fulani ambayo itaenda katika kumlinda huyo mtoto.
Kabla uingie, before tuondoke hapo.
Naam.
Hapo. Na mimi na Miriam.
Naam.
Tumeseparate.
Ndio.
Miriam amebaki na mtoto.
Ama hata mjawa Yohana bado
yes. Yeye lakini ndio yuko na mtoto.
Ndio.
Na status ya Miriam ni top notch. Hapo hiyo umehesabu chopa, trom, towel za kuwekwa sijui kwa kiglasi haya. Ako hapo. Mimi yangu iko hapa. How does it work? Status ya mtoto inaenda na ya mama venye yuko,
si ya mama.
Okay.
Samahani, maliza swali mwanzo.
Sasa ndio swali lilikuwa,
so clarify that because
kwa sababu
it is not the status of one person.
Okay.
Si hadhi ya mtu mmoja. Ni ya kuangalia wazazi wote, alafu tunafikia katikati, ni kama ile average.
Unafikiaje katikati
na wakati mimi ni 50,000 na
alafu na income yangu
ni 1,200,000.
Unafikiaje katikati? Sasa tuonesani pia ana contribute na 50 yake Na mimi pia na contribute.
Tumezungumza katika kitengo hiki mara nyingi sana kuhusiana na mahali pa wazazi wote wawili. Wote wako sawa kisheria. Wote wanafaa haki zao kwa mtoto na majukumu yao kwa mtoto yanafaa kuwa ni kusaidiana kati yao wawili. Hakuna yule ako na zaidi kushinda mwenzake. Wakati ambapo tunaangalia mapato yake ni shilingi 50,000. Yule mtoto alikuwa amewekwa kwa hadhi gani?
Hadhi ya mamake.
Hadhi ya mamake. Nani alikuwa anagharamika?
Ni huyo mamake.
Ni huyo mamake. Wewe hauko unafanya lolote.
Ndio.
Na zako unafanyia nini?
Hizo
jibu.
Mimi zangu.
Mtoto ni wa nani? Mtoto ni wa nani?
Mtoto
ni wa mama peke yake.
Ni wetu. Okay.
Sasa koti itaangalia kama mama ametoa 3/3 like a third ya mapato yake kumshughulikia mtoto. Hata wewe hiyo 50 yako wataangalia hiyo third na wataichukua. Muangalie mtoto kiusawa. Wajua kuna ule usawa ambao kisheria unaita equity. Si lazima ikuwe equal.
It's
lakini
not equity.
Yes.
Hapo ndo mali kidogo wanasheria mnatuzidi na.
Sababu hauwezi waambiwa kivyo vyote toa 200,000 mapato yako ni shilingi 100,000. Sasa wataangalia kwa ile 100,000 ni ngapi unaweza kutoa ya mtoto. Unajua watu wengine wanaamka tu wanasema mimi nitatoa shilingi 5,000.
Si haiendi hivyo.
Haiendi hivyo. Koti inaangalia. Hata leo pengine umekosa kujiwasilisha kotini, kesi inaendelea, mtoto anahitaji mahitaji yake. Koti itasema kulingana na sheria watachukua ile third of your salary. Na hiyo ni sheria inasema hivyo. Watachukua ile third of your salary iende kwa mtoto. Wanakuachia hiyo nyingine jishughulishe wewe mwenyewe na uangalie wengine kama na wengine. Unanipata?
Lakini 3/3 ya mshahara watachukua.
Hiyo watachukua usipowajibika. Kama una mshahara ama mapato yote ambayo yanaweza kujumlishwa yaweka chini kama idadi fulani.
Hayo mengine hawatajua ya mshahara.
Let me ask
Yes.
Lawrence,
Yes,
when we're looking at this war between two parents.
It's not a war.
It's a war, by the way.
Let's call it a difference. Let's call it a difference.
Cheka vita.
Wewe leo.
When you're looking at this, in fact I was about to say when you're looking at the commotion.
Salim faults your choice of words today.
Leo hapana.
Fine. When you're looking at this, you called it a difference.
Yes.
Right? When you're looking at this difference of when it comes to child maintenance between two parents.
Yes.
So fine, we admit we have a child, right? Ni wetu. In the cases that you've been handling, and I might get you out of the corridors of court, right? In the cases that you're handling, when these two parents actually understand that this is our child, we live together, we put our child in this, this is the kind of lifestyle that the child is used to.
Indeed.
When these parents are battling when it comes to child maintenance, do you think it's usually the child? Ama, it's just a difference that these two parents have? Are they putting the best interest of the child first? Ama ni how to the mom, dad, tumekosana, umefanya hivi, shida ni hivi, and then the child comes later. Yes, please.
Should I tell you the truth?
Go ahead.
The truth is that 90% of the instances that we have issues that escalate even to go to children's department or courts, it is never about the children. It is never about the child. It's the ego and it's a fight between the two parties. Because in most instances, if Salim and you know that you have a child, and you know that this child was going to, we can pick any school. Pick any school. Which school?
Let's say
Breban.
Yes, we say Breban, or we say ile shule tulisema hapa.
Wewe sema tu shule ya kawaida. Breban tayari.
Unashashtuka huyo.
Breban. Jamani.
There's Aga Khan.
Haya afadhali.
Haya sawa. Sema mtoto wenu alikuwa anaenda Aga Khan na mlikuwa mnajua vizuri siku fulani ni Parents Day, Salim yoenda, siku fulani ni Sports Day, Miriam yoenda. Haya, school fees zinalipwa pengine ni kwa muhula, lakini waweza kulipa kwa mwezi. Wajua vizuri Miriam amelipa mwezi wa kwanza, Salim hata kama kivyo vyote mmoja wenu hata kama ana mapato ama ako kwa biashara, yeye atakuwa amelipa hiyo nyingine na amelipa hiyo nyingine hivyo na vitu vinaendelea vizuri kabisa. Wakati ambapo itafika pengine kwa sababu zenu kama watu wazima mmeachana ama hamko pamoja tena, ni nini inawazuia kuendelea na mfumo ule ambao mlikuwa mnaendelea nao, kama si ile ego ama shida kati yenu? Sababu mtoto yule in fact hata kwa wakati mwingi hafai kujua kuna tofauti baina yenu, hafai kujua mambo yamebadilika, lakini watu wanachukua hiyo wanapatia, wanasema sasa si umeniacha ama si umenifanyia hivi. Hata mtoto wako mlishe, mtoto wako mpeleke shule, mtoto wako shughulika, mimi sitaenda hiyo sports day, mimi sitaenda hivi, wewe nenda. Alafu school fees wanasema ndio hiyo imefika, fee structure imetumwa, anakurushia wewe. Kama pengine Salim wewe umerushia, umeambiwa wewe
nisharushwa mimi, hata I don't mind now.
wewe lipa. So to answer your question,
yes,
it is the ego that steps in, but ideally it's supposed to be the focus on the child, or the children, because systems don't need to change. Children need to be cautioned, like not cautioned but cushioned from any shock or after effect of the difference of the parties, or the parents. In fact, I've seen in that other instances certain parents who turn up for the child as if they're still together, yet they're not together. These are the best parents who consider the best interest of the child.
Okay, I want to take you back to when you spoke about maintenance, and you said we consider the lifestyle that child was used to, right? Yes. And in the case of separation, where now we go separate ways, and maybe because I was living with my partner and we're used to this type of lifestyle, and as we go separate ways, my income is a bit different from my partner's. Either my partner is making way more, and my partner is the one who actually put us in that kind of lifestyle. So as during separation, and I'm leaving and I'm going to a different space, and I cannot afford a house, maybe a 2-bedroom or a 3-bedroom house in a certain area, right? So I'll give an example. We're in the coast region, so let's say maybe I live in Nyali, right? We used to live in Nyali, and now we cannot afford that because it's expensive. So I want to move to Mvita or
ama hapa
Kizingo Nyali, same WhatsApp group. Right? So I'm moving to a different area.
Yes.
And how then am I going to maintain that child's lifestyle? And is my partner going to be not coerced, but is my partner going to
compelled?
Yes, is going to be compelled to still put us in that kind of lifestyle yenye tulikuwa nayo before. What happens?
Now, remember, in all of this we are still talking about financial provision, because 90% when people talk about maintenance, people talk about financial contribution.
Yes.
Now, in the experience that we've had, and it's also part of what comes out of the statutory provisions, is that the lifestyle of a child should not change. So life changes and things adjust. Even let's say you are together and sometimes things change and you have to move from a certain affluent area to a different area. That is life. You take the child through everything. Now, if it happens that it's because the two of you are separating, then you need to find a mechanism to actually cushion the child or cushion the children, so much that if you are unable to afford that house, as in instances where the court says that the other partner to sort out accommodation for you for a certain period of time, not forever, so that you can also find ways and means of continuing to maintain that as you give yourselves other roles and other responsibilities. Because we may be looking at accommodation and proximity to the school. We may be looking at the other instances of the school itself, the food, the clothing, the medical facility that the child can access, all of that. Yes. Kwa hivyo unapewa muda wa kuadjust, na yule mzazi mwingine anaweza ambiwa alipie hiyo nyumba kwa wakati fulani until you adjust so that you can be able to continue giving the child. Remember, you give a child something and you can still maintain it, do not adjust because you're not together. Continue like that.
Okay, so
Yes.
so yes, we move out, and this now my partner has been compelled
Yes.
to pay rent for a certain period of time until I'm able to
Yes.
sustain it, right?
Yes, yes.
Tumefika hapa, the child notices that there's kids notice
Yeah.
that things have changed, right? I was used to this, now I'm not getting this. I was used to certain things, but now they're not getting it.
Yeah.
And so the other partner, however, the other partner can. Sindio.
Yeah.
So then maybe the child starts saying, me, I want to live with so-and-so. Because huku ni kubaya.
Nyumba
Things,
siyo.
things are different, right?
Yeah.
We used to go for swimming.
Yeah.
We used to go for all these play dates.
Yes.
We used to go for ice cream. We used to go... Things like the child can notice that things have changed. The moment mom and dad separated, things are not the same.
Yeah.
Yes. We used to be driven to school. Now we are taking the school bus. Ama tuko kwa matatu.
Even if you used to be driven to school, we have litigated, and we have also gone as far as litigating on that car that used to drive children to school. There are certain facilities that you don't take away. Salim, kama ulikuwa umechukua gari yako ukasema gari gani, tutaje gari moja, tuseme hiyo Vanguard, tuseme hiyo ndio ya watoto ya kwenda shule. Alafu mabadiliko yao, uko na gari yako, yule uko na gari yake, lazima umaintain hiyo Vanguard, lazima ulipe huo dereva ku make sure watoto wamefika shule. That is a provision of the law. You don't just adjust or pluck the children out of a certain status
To a school bus.
To a school bus just because you're no longer together. No. The law dictates that the children have to have the best.
Vanguard it is.
Can the law decide that the parent who can actually give the child still maintain the child's lifestyle be the person who has primary custody?
The answer is no. Okay, the answer is yes, they can, but that is not the primary consideration. You have to consider a child from a holistic perspective. When you look at a child, it's not just about who is bringing in the top bucks. No, it is who has the best interest of the child at heart. You may be the parent who does not have a job, who has the lowest income and everything, but the other parent can actually provide that. So it's a give and take, because one may provide materially and the other one emotionally and in all the other ways. So this other person, their contribution also comes to the table. That is why when we say about contribution for a child's maintenance, it is not only material. It is both tangible and intangible contribution. Yes, that's why we say that it is 50-50 contribution, but both tangible and intangible.
What happens if I'm a stay-at-home mom?
Then you have to, the child has to be maintained, but the court has to encourage you to find ways of also earning an income because circumstances have changed. And yes, all of these things we're discussing, they're not hypothetical.
No, they're not.
They happen on every day. You go to any children's court, when you go to these courts, you encounter those people who've never worked a single day in their life because of certain cultural, religious, or other reasons why they have never worked a single day in their lives. When they separate with their partners, the partners who had actually encouraged or taken them the way they were have to cater for their children, including accommodation. Then you're given a grace period to try and catch up. That is the only way. So the child is not taken away from you because, Miriam,
because I don't have a job.
Because you don't have a job or you cannot contribute as much as Salim.
Yeah.
So the children just go to Salim because he's the one who has 10 cars and has 100 drivers and can do everything. No. That is not the consideration.
Nao hapo ile kabla niulize swali, Miriam alitaja kitu hapo kwamba nao vitu vimechange.
Ndio.
And then mtoto anataka kwenda the other side. Hapa ni mtoto. Si maamuzi ya hawa watu wawili. Lakini mtoto ameona kwamba hapa vitu vimebadilika. Na yeye kwenye akili yake mtoto inampa kwamba kule vitu viko vizuri. In that situation,
yes,
what happened?
Jana kwa platform nyingine nimezungumzia kile kinaitwa ascertainable wishes za mtoto. Kile kinaweza, matakwa ya mtoto yale yanaweza bainika kwa kulingana na umri wake. So these ascertainable wishes have to be looked at vis-a-vis the best interest. Mtoto yaweza taka niende niishi na yule mzazi ambaye kila siku twala pizza nje, hatukuli kwa nyumba, kila siku tuenda kwa movie, hatuendi kwenye park kukimbia, vitu kama hivyo. Lakini swali ni, is this the best interest ya huyo mtoto? If the answer is no, basi hatapata hivyo. Mtoto akisema mimi nataka kwenda kuishi na dadi sababu dadi anaishi Kizingo na na 3 bedroom, ako na 7 bedroom house na mami yaishi kwa bedsitter mahali fulani ambapo sitaki kuishi, alafu koti angalie shule iko karibu na hapa kwa mama, mama yuko available kila wakati, baba yuko na hiyo nyumba kubwa, yuko na kila kitu, lakini hayuko available, hawezi patia mtoto a holistic childhood. Koti itaamua kile ambacho una provide huku, jaribu ukirushe huku kwingine, lakini mtoto abakie huku. Koti itakataa. Kwa hivyo zile ascertainable wishes, yani yale matakwa ya mtoto ambayo anaweza kuicommunicate, atayasema, lakini koti itaangalia best interest iko upande gani. Unakumbuka kwa mazungumzo yetu yote tunasema best interest ya mtoto inachukua kipaumbele. Ndio.
Now swali nafikiri hiki kitu uliona na sote hapa labda tuliona. Kuna wakati sitamtaja jina. Kulikuwa na hako kipande ka kesi kama umesema ni kutoelewana. Sitaki kusema ni vita. Kutoelewana. Sinto hapana leo Miriam no. Leo kulikuwa na sintofahamu. Halafu vitu vikapangwa. Nafikiri nikisema hizo quotes na kila mtu atanipata. Kulikuwa na 500,000 sijui ni ya upkeep. Kukakuwa na sijui fee ilikuwa around kama mita. Halafu kukakuwa na entertainment. Hapo tumeona shakumbuka entertainment ilikuwa ya 200. Ni mtu prominent kabisa kwa sababu ya stories za mtoto na vitu kama hivi. Now kwa sababu tunazungumzia hapo kwamba swala lako la uchumi limedorora. Na najua ushajibu. Lakini hivi ndivyo vitu ambavyo kwamba huyu alikuwa anafaa avifanyie kazi. Na hivi ndivyo ambavyo kwamba vilitoka upande wa Miriam vikaenda kwa mwanamume, kwa sababu status tunasema status quo remains. Nao wewe kipato chako kimepungua. Is it possible kwa vile vitu ambavyo entertainment ya 200 hapo kwa entertainment ya 200 afu ulikuwa na swimming sijui ni 50k hapo hivyo vitu hivi. Is it possible vikue plucked? I'm just asking.
The ones that you're saying you think are unnecessary.
Hapana.
The ones that you think are unnecessary.
Jibu langu kwako.
Sema hapana.
Jibu langu kwako ni hapana.
Ni no.
The reason na nitakupa, unajua kuna kesi ambayo umesema hizo prominent, but nitakukumbusha nyingine ambayo imeripotiwa sana, lakini sasa sababu iko kwa public domain tataja. Wakumbuka kesi ya madamu Italiano alikuwa anaitwa Pluda na kijana wa aliyekuwa rais wa Kenya marehemu Moi.
Yes.
Walivutana sana kwa
mpaka akasema kwa banka.
Walivutana sana kotini, lakini ungeweza kuona ile child maintenance ilikuwa inahitajika. Ungesema hizo vitu ni unnecessary because walikuwa wanazungumzia mamilioni kila mwezi. Unanipata? Lakini koti ilikuwa inaangalia, na koti iliamuru mpaka kuna wakati alitiwa ndani, kuna wakati vitu vyake vikapigwa mnada ili aweze, sababu alikuwa ameweka wale watoto katika hiyo lifestyle. And that change should not affect the children. Umecheka sana na nafikiria watu wanajaribu kuanda ni entertainment gani ya 200,000. Kuna play areas zile ziko village market. Kwenda kuingia unanunua kwa kadi, unalipa pengine shilingi 10,000 for 1 hour. Mtoto anapenda pale ndio ulimzoesha
hapo.
Umpeleke pale 2 Rivers. Mtoto anataka kuspenda, umemzoesha kila weekend anaenda pale 2 Rivers
1 hour
for about 2 hours, vitu kama hivyo unatumia 25,000 na umeshamnunulia mpaka lunch. Ndio. Nenda pale kwa swimming hiyo ya 50,000 and beyond. Ako na trainer. analipia swimming pool, pengine wako mahali baridi, ile swimming pool lazima ikuwe
Ikuwe
heated.
moto.
Yeah. Na ziko Nairobi, even in the middle of
I
town.
know them.
Ukienda Sarova Stanley wako na swimming pool on the 5th floor na hiyo pool iko heated. Sasa lazima umaintain ile status ya mtoto kwa sababu una uwezo.
Okay. Lastly, Lawrence.
The child should not so entertainment.
No, it's because it's a lifestyle that you already started. You're giving the child.
Sorry, I interrupted.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You've talked about ascertainable wishes of a child.
Yes.
And that the court considers that.
Yes.
In an instance where, how does the court determine, how can the court know that this child is not being coerced to say certain things?
There's the aspect of coercing and the aspect of coaching. Example will still be the two of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
wewe waishi na mtoto, mmefika kotini, wewe umesisitiza mtoto ndiye anataka, wacha aje kotini. And then anakuja kotini, Salim yuko upande ule mwingine, Salim anasema najua mtoto ushamkocha atasema mambo haya. Kile huwa kinafanyika ili koti iweze kubaini kama mtoto amepewa mafundisho aje aseme mambo yale kotini. Such a conversation with a child happens in camera. Yani watu wote wanaondolewa kotini, inabakia yule hakimu pamoja na mtoto. Katika ile training yao wamepewa njia za kumfanya mtoto a relax. Ona sisi mawakili tutakuuliza swali, tukuzungushe, tukupeleke Mshomoroni, tukurudishe Ukunda, alafu kumbe swali tunataka kujibu liko basi. Mtoto anafanyiwa a relax. Atulie kabisa, aweze kujua unabaini uko wapi, vitu kama hivyo. Kama mtoto mdogo hafai kujua mambo mengi sana down to the details.
Yeah.
Kwa hivyo that opportunity inaondoa the two parties, na pia ule officer anapata kukuwa na rapport nzuri na mtoto, kisha anamuuliza mtoto yale maswali, na haendi kumuuliza maswali unataka kuishi na nani na vitu kama hivyo.
Yeah.
Ni kumuuliza nini nzuri upande huu, nini nzuri upande huu, vitu kama hivyo. Kumuuliza kuna mtu amekuambia, vitu kama hivyo. Alafu yule atayaandika, na ili ya protect integrity na personality ya ule mtoto, mtu asije akasikia vibaya, hata kuja kuambia mtoto amesema yeye hataki kuishi na Salim, mtoto amesema yeye apendi Miriam akija na marafiki zake nyumbani, vitu kama hivyo. No. Koti itaweza kuangalia, alafu iweze kuicondense, kusema kulingana na uchunguzi ambao tumefanya na mtoto, tumebaini ya kuwa mtoto amepewa mafundisho. Kwa hivyo maneno yote aliyosema hatutayazingatia leo. Kulingana na maneno ambao mtoto amesema, nimebaini mtoto huyu anawapenda wazazi wote, hapendi hali ilivyo, lakini mtoto angependa nyote mrudi pamoja, muishi pamoja. Anapenda mahali fulani sababu ana marafiki huko, ana uzoefu sana huko, vitu kama hivyo. Then the court determines from that. Sasa unapata zile ascertainable wishes za mtoto zinajitokeza kwa njia nyingine.
Okay.
wana massage.
Yes.
Hawa.
That is a conversation.
Haiwezi isha hii conversation.
No, haiwezi isha. In fact, we're supposed to talk about what happens when you lose your job as a provider. I think we've mentioned it.
We've glazed on it just a little bit.
Kidogo tu kuna zingine sasa tume.
But you know, the children are the future, and they keep on growing, and these things we have to continue talking about them. They keep on changing as we move on.
Definitely. Thank you so much for making time today.
Thank you so much. I highly appreciate for you guys having me.
Yeah.
Yes. And when given an opportunity, we'll continue educating people about children's rights.
Definitely. You have to know if you have a child and maybe you're living with your partner, or you're not living with your partner.
Or if you plan to have a child.
By the way. Things you need to know.
Usijifanye uko nazo sana.
Yes. And I think as we're talking about child maintenance, there's also an element of sole custody. You know, because I know the parents who also decide, I don't want Salim's skills, so I'm going to apply for sole custody. What does that even mean? Conversation for another day.
That one is for another day, because it's a whole lot one. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for making time. We've been speaking to Lawrence Obonyo, an advocate of the High Court, on child support. What happens when you lose your job as a provider? What do you do?